Lech Lecha. Is Judaism a religion for the world? Are we meant to reach out to the world with a special religion which was truly created, discovered by Abraham, the first Hebrew? I believe if I would talk to any conventional Jewish gathering and ask, are we a proselytizing religion? I would be told without a question, undeniably, we are not. But this flies in the face of the facts and flies in the face of the Bible. The election of the first Jew, Abraham. Chapter 12, verse 2. I shall make of you a great nation. I shall bless you. And all of the families of the earth will be blessed through you. And in what manner will all the families of the earth be blessed through Abraham or through his descendants? Well, in Genesis chapter 18, God again says, verses 18 and 19, that he will make of Abraham a great and mighty nation, that all the peoples of the earth will be blessed through him. And God explains, Ki yadativ, because I have known him and chosen him and singled him out and loved him, in order that he may teach his household and the generations after him to walk in the ways of the Lord, to do acts of compassionate righteousness and moral justice. When God made his covenant with Noah, he said to Noah that he will no longer destroy the world. But God could not be certain that the world would not destroy itself. And God made a covenant in the sky that he wouldn't destroy the world, the rainbow. The rainbow that symbolizes an inverted bow. They used to fight with bows and arrows. When a side wanted to make peace, it held up an inverted bow. But God also taught Noah, according to our tradition, the Noahide laws of morality. Thou shalt not murder, most of all. A person who sheds another human being's blood, his blood shall be shed, because in the image of God was the human being created. Abraham has got to teach the world that the human being created in God's image is inviolate. That the human being created in God's image is an end in himself and never to be a means to someone else's end, has a right, an inalienable right to be free. That he has to teach the world that our God is a God of love, morality, freedom, and peace. That's the job. And every aspect of Judaism, from the Sabbath to the various holidays, Passover, a paean of praise of freedom, Shavuot, morality in the Ten Commandments. And just about all of our ritual moves towards sensitivity to the human being created in God's image. And according to Maimonides, the commandment to love God means to make God beloved throughout the world. God is ethical monotheism, the God who wants righteous and compassionate conduct. We must teach about that God to the world. That's the commandment to love God. And what was Abraham's profession, the first Jew elected by God? He established altar after altar, didn't make sacrifices, called out in God's name, invited people to understand ethical monotheism and to convert to the religion of ethical monotheism, at least for the world to learn morality. And all of our prophets, Isaiah 2, Micah 4, ultimately the third holy temple, all the nations will rush. It will be a magnet for all peoples of the world. And all the nations will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not lift up sword against nation, and humanity will not learn war anymore, for from Zion shall come forth Torah, and from Jerusalem the word of the law to the entire world. This is the Jewish mission. Isaiah says again and again, we must be God's witnesses, not to force people. Or perhaps, let me change that. If we have the power to force people to keep the 7 laws of morality, because otherwise there will be no world in a global village. But most of all, to expose them to be a holy nation and a kingdom of priest-teachers to all of humanity. That's our job. We've come back to our own homeland and a nation-state. May we be worthy to now be able to fulfill God's mission for which He chose us in the first place. Shabbat Shalom.